Welcome back to SwitchCorner. Today we're going to be taking a look at a short hike on the Nintendo Switch. This one, it's an adventure game where you take on the role of a bird on a small island and you must hike to its peak. But is it worth going on this adventure? Well, that is very much what I'm here to find out. So look, with that, hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here. Join our growing family and let's get started. So first up for story, it's very minimal. The idea is simple. You've gone on a vacation with your aunt. It's revealed in the opening moments that you've done very little all day because you're awaiting an important phone call. Now, unbeknownst to you though, is the fact you're going to struggle for reception anywhere on this island, except for the peak of the biggest trail out there, that is Hawk Peak. So basically, set out on an adventure to the top, meet a whole cast of characters along the way, and work out basically what's so important about this individual phone call. It's best described as almost like a coming of age tale with very minimal in the way of like plot, really leaving it down to you to kind of like, you know, figure out your own meaning behind it all. With a runtime though that took me an hour and 20 minutes, I've got to say I enjoyed it. The characters were fun, the small side quests and plot points entertaining, and while the finale I'll say wasn't, you know, groundbreaking, it for sure delivered. Really impressed overall with how simple but engrossing it all was. So gameplay then, and it's relatively simple stuff. Navigate the island by walking, flying and climbing. The catch with like climbing and flying upwards, you're going to need what are golden feathers. Now these, they can be found in a number of different ways. You can purchase them with kind you find like scattered around. You can complete side quests for like the countless characters in this world and they may give them to you. Or simply just explore, finding them hidden in like, you know, some strange little places around the island as well as in treasure chests. The gameplay here really is simple. It's explore as much as possible to get the required count of feathers. That's because just to start the ascent, you're going to need a minimum of 7 feathers just to kind of traverse that first wall, but you're quickly going to realize once you get over that wall, you're going to need a lot more. So as you progress then, also some side quests will present themselves, whether that's like learning to fish, collecting shells or racing someone around the island. Not necessarily anything to do with the story, just the game's making an excuse to introduce you a little more into this world and kind of, you know, reinforce that relaxed pacing. And that really goes for the entire game, honestly. As I say, it just embraces a slow and relaxed kind of like gameplay loop. It's all like very chilled, even at the most like challenging of moments towards the end. And I will say this game isn't intended to challenge you at all. It's made to, you know, like wash over you, or you just sit back and kind of enjoy an hour and a half in this beautiful little world. So as you progress then though, I will say the only real difference outside of more feathers making you a more capable climber are 3 additional things. Snow does appear towards the end game, so your feathers here will actually whittle away quicker. You've got to use hot springs to warm yourself up. Then there's gusts of winds. These will basically blow you upwards for both exploration or simply to fly. I gotta say here as well, the freedom the flying provides is incredible. Finally then, tools, so shovels, pickaxes. These things will allow you to search more and uncover treasure. The only issue with this game, honestly, I had with gameplay, the occasional awkward camera angle, not exactly unknown within the genre though. Great stuff overall, and I already see things I missed and I'm ready to jump back in because the game lets you like pick up even after that ending screen. So graphics then, and this is an interesting one. All footage you would have seen in the trailer heavily pixelated, like huge pixels. But the game actually gives you a couple of different options. You've either got big and chunky pixels or small and fine. Now the big and chunky outside of the trailer, I will say it's nice in handout, but honestly for me on the TV, it was just kind of too much. I went with small and fine, and that's what you're going to be seeing throughout this video today. Overall though, graphically cutesy is for sure a good word to describe this one. It's kind of like they took Animal Crossing, gave them platforming abilities and then threw them on like this small isometric island. The island though, for its small size, I gotta say has a ton of variety. The characters each nice and varied, the seasons changing from like summer to fall to winter, beaches, ocean, it's all here. The colour palette perfectly reflects this too. It's all very stylized, I've gotta say. Overall, all the decisions seem to blend together really nicely, from the heavy pixelation of the land to things like you'll look at things in the distance and it's simply an outline. I was really impressed. It's just great stuff. And again, graphically, very little in the way of complaints from me. So audio then, and it's minimal, some minor sound effects, think like a dialogue sound, some of the tools you're going to use like the pickaxe, and then mainly like the big focus, the soundtrack. And it's this piano line and it is beautiful, capturing kind of the whimsical and Like, you know, the light-hearted nature of the story while matching the emotion of each moment. For me, this one all came together when I was soaring through the sky, and this piano line just came in just very quietly, but captured that freedom perfectly. It is a soundtrack I'm going to be looking into buying standalone. So the final verdict on this is a relaxed exploration adventure which clocks in at, for me at least, my first playthrough, an hour and 20 minutes, give or take. If ever a description though screamed not for everyone, that is probably it. I love a character story though, and this feels very much like a minor take on the genre, knowing our character has purpose but getting to the bottom of it. This is the most chilled I've felt playing a game in a long time, just kind of, you know, enjoying the world, taking it all in, not worrying about where I was going or what I needed to do, just getting lost as you would with a real hike. Call me impressed though, but fun characters, a beautiful world, some nice options, and yeah, a story that's small in weight but still feels extremely important. I'd heard so much praise for this game in its PC build already, and I'm happy to say it's come to the Switch and it feels absolutely perfect for it. Today I'm giving A Short Hike an amazing 9 out of 10. It's going to be over pretty quickly, but it's also cheap, and I'm already personally, you know, ready to go back. It's a hike worth repeating. Thanks for watching though. Will you be picking this one up? As always then, look, thanks to the patrons who are going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. It means a whole lot to me and I do appreciate it. If you want to check that out for yourself, I've linked it in the description below. With that then, like, hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here. Join our growing family, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.